Welcome to our channel. I'm one of your hosts.
And I'm the other.
We're diving straight into the most exciting AI news of the week. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding what's really important in this, fast-moving world of AI.
Yeah, it really is fast moving. This week has been absolutely packed. We've seen powerful new tech, big shifts in how major companies are thinking about AI.
So we're here to unpack those key stories, highlight what you really need to know.
Our sources for this deep dive cover the week starting around, let's see, Saturday, May 4th. I'm going through Friday, May 10th.
Yep, we looked at policy, tech platforms, research, even a bit of unexpected drama.
Right. And our mission is basically to cut through all that noise, give you the essential insights, maybe some surprising facts, and just a clearer picture of what it all means for you.
Okay, let's get started then. Kicking things off around Saturday, May 4th, we saw this interesting example of the challenges with AI-generated stuff getting so realistic.
Ah, the Trump is Pope image.
Exactly. AI depicted former President Trump as the Pope, and it actually, sparked some controversy in the White House.
Which is fascinating, right? How quickly something like that, kind of absurd on his face, just reignited debates about deepfakes.
Yeah, synthetic media, misinformation.
Mm-hmm. And it really shows how fast this stuff can spread and, have potential real-world impact, even if it starts as just internet silliness.
Totally. So moving on from that, but still thinking about the bigger picture, the start of the week, say Monday, May 6th, Tuesday, May 7th, brought some really significant news, especially from Africa and some big tech players.
That's right. The developments in Africa were particularly noteworthy. On May 7th, there was the Global AI Summit in Kigali, Rwanda,
Right.
and over 50 African nations endorsed the Africa Declaration on Artificial Intelligence.
That sounds like a big deal.
It is. It's a really strong statement. They want to align their national AI strategies, focus on what's being called data sovereignty.
Controlling their own data, basically.
Exactly. And building sustainable AI ecosystems across the continent.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. This wasn't just talk, was it? There was money
A
involved.
lot of money. A $60 billion Africa AI fund
60 billion. Wow.
aimed squarely at speeding up AI infrastructure development, building up talent. It's a massive investment, a very clear signal.
Definitely.
And alongside that, Nigeria launched its own thing, the Nigeria AI Collective Ecosystem, for more inclusive innovation.
Okay.
Plus, the Gates Foundation signed a $7.5 million agreement for an AI scaling hub in Rwanda.
Focusing on.
Health, agriculture, education. But it's broader, too, reaching into Nigeria and 3 other African countries.
Mm.
It really paints a picture of a kind of coordinated, ambitious effort.
Yeah, it really does. Okay, switching gears a bit to the big tech companies. Also around Tuesday, May 7th, we heard Anthropic's Claude mobile app is getting updates.
Yeah, a new voice mode, apparently, and file support.
Seems like all these AI assistants are trying to become more, versatile, part of our daily flow.
Precisely. And remember, just before that, around May 5th, there was news about Alibaba's model, Qwen 3,
Oh, right, that it's catching up.
reportedly narrowing the gap with the big U.S. models. So the potential for a strong, maybe cost-effective alternative,
Yeah.
that could really shake things up in the large model space.
Interesting. Okay, now, Wednesday, May 8th. If there was one day this week that felt just absolutely jam-packed with AI news, that was it.
Wednesday was nonstop. Let's start with Meta. They had their first ever LlamaCon event,
Lamacon, okay.
and that tied in with announcing a new version of their Meta AI app.
Right, and this isn't just like a feature somewhere else. It's a standalone AI chat powered by Llama 4, their latest model, which is a big step up.
It is.
But what really caught my eye were the social features. You can share conversations in a feed for others to interact with.
Yeah, it's like they're building a social network around AI chats. It's a very meta approach.
Definitely feels like it.
And the integration with their Ray-Ban smart glasses
Ah,
to have seamless conversations across devices. It points towards this idea of AI just being available, well, everywhere.
which makes you wonder how we manage that constant presence.
True. And we have to mention the privacy updates for the glasses.
Okay, what's the deal there?
So photos and videos you take, not used for AI training. Good. But audio recordings and the transcripts of your conversations might be used to improve their products.
And you can't opt out of the storage.
Not currently, no.
Hmm.
So that's definitely something for users to be aware of.
Yeah, a real heads up needed there.
Absolutely. It highlights that whole balancing act, right? Convenience versus privacy.
And Meta's talking about ads, maybe a paid version later.
Down the line, yeah. First focus seems to be just getting people using it, engaged.
Mm.
But the business model thoughts are there.
Makes sense. Okay, Google wasn't quiet either on Wednesday. They expanded their AI search mode.
To all U.S. users in their labs program, yeah.
I've tried it. It does feel a bit like Perplexity or ChatGPT giving those AI summaries at the top.
With the links, which is good.
Right, with the links.
And what's significant is they're also testing rolling this directly into the main Google search tab for some U.S. users.
So not just an experiment anymore, more like the future direction.
Seems like they see it that way, yeah. A primary way we'll find info.
They also launched a totally new app, Little Language Lesson.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. For travelers.
Exactly. Basic vocabulary, slang, and it has this cool word cam feature. Point your phone, it identifies stuff.
That's clever. A really practical use of AI for a specific need shows that trend of AI getting embedded in useful everyday tools.
Totally. And then Wednesday also saw this like explosion in creative AI tools. Recraft launched a huge new style library.
And style blending for images.
Yeah,
The possibilities for AI are just blowing up.
it feels like it.
And you got updates from others too, right? Midjourney's Omni-reference for faces.
Kling AI's instant film effect.
Higgsfield AI putting selfies in movie scenes.
Crayon's GPT paint, guiding images with sketches.
It's just rapid fire,
Yeah.
showing how fast AI and visual content creation are moving.
But, oh, not all smooth sailing. OpenAI actually rolled back some GPT 4.0 updates.
They did. CEO Sam Altman tweeted something about the model becoming too sycophantic.
Sycophantic, like too flattering, eager to please.
Yeah, basically. Overly agreeable, perhaps.
Yeah.
They even switched back to an older version for a couple of days.
Wow. That really shows how tricky it is to, like, control the personality of these things.
It's a huge challenge, even for the leaders like OpenAI. They're still figuring out how to fine-tune behavior, what even counts as a good AI personality. Makes you think.
They did manage some improvements too, though, right? Shopping in ChatGPT got better.
Yeah, better shopping with carousels,
Right.
and you can now search using ChatGPT within WhatsApp.
Okay, so progress on making it more useful day to day.
Definitely. Pointing towards more integration, more practical uses.
Now, this next bit from Wednesday was a little concerning. Reports that newer AI models are actually making more factual errors than older ones.
Yeah, that's a really critical point. Some tests showing error rates like as high as 79%.
79%, that's high.
It is. And the possible reasons mentioned, maybe changes in training focusing on some tasks over others, or the fact that more step-by-step reasoning creates more places to slip up. It suggests bigger isn't automatically better or more reliable.
So the risks for businesses using AI for content or customer service.
Could be significant, yeah,
Yeah.
if you're just assuming the latest model's the most accurate.
So what does this boil down to for someone, using these tools?
The big takeaway, human review is absolutely essential. Fact-checking. You
Huh?
just can't blindly trust the output, especially with these newer, more complex models. That assumption that newer equals more accurate. We need to question that, seriously.
Got it. Human in the loop. Still crucial.
Absolutely.
And if all that wasn't enough for one Wednesday, there was more.
Oh, yeah. Rapid fire. Suno launched a new music AI version, more genres, better voices.
Duolingo announced plans to be AI first, replacing some contractors with AI for repetitive stuff.
Lyft launched an AI earnings assistant for drivers.
And Aurora deployed fully driverless, big rigs, Class 8 trucks for customer deliveries in Texas.
It just shows how AI is seeping into, well, almost every industry imaginable.
Okay, let's catch our breath and move to the end of the week. Thursday, May 9th, Friday, May 10th. Sounds like some interesting stuff happening under the hood with AI capabilities.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Version presented some really compelling research at an IEE AI conference.
Okay.
They detailed a new method for handling data that's missing stuff, imperfect,
Yeah.
while keeping accuracy high. They reported like a 22% lower error rate predicting biological age using this.
Wow, that sounds incredibly valuable, especially where perfect data is hard to come by.
Exactly. Like life sciences.
Mm-hmm.
And their other innovation, Auto ESV, it's a way for AI to automatically pick the best ways to combine different AI models.
To get better results.
Yeah, showed significant error reduction in tests. These kinds of improvements making AI more robust, more reliable with real-world messy data are super important for actually using AI effectively.
Makes sense. We also heard the Instacart CEO is joining OpenAI's board.
Yep, that was news on the 9th. And OpenAI is apparently also looking to work more closely with governments.
Suggests they're maturing, maybe. Engaging more broadly.
Seems like it. Engaging more with business, with the regulatory side. It's a natural step as AI gets more influential.
Then there's this new company, Versailles, and their tool, Saks.
Yeah, Psychoi. It's pitched as AI interacting with your computer like a human would.
Opening apps, doing tasks without you clicking around.
Exactly, using natural language. It sounds almost like science fiction, but it could be a huge shift in how we use our devices.
Making tech more accessible, maybe.
Potentially, yeah, if it
Yeah.
works well. It's on a waiting list now, so there's clearly interest.
Okay. And Tencent released something called Primitive Anything on Friday. Sounds technical.
It's pretty specialized. It's an AI framework for reconstructing 3D shapes.
How does it work?
The core idea is breaking down complex shapes into simpler, basic geometric units primitives. It's inspired by large datasets and transformer models, aiming for a deeper, more sort of human-like understanding of 3D structure.
Which could be useful for.
Robotics, computer graphics, maybe product design, anywhere you need AI to really grasp 3D space.
Gotcha. And finally, Google rolled out implicit caching for their Gemini API,
Right. This was pretty practical, aimed at developers.
making it cheaper to use Gemini.
That's the goal. By automatically reusing data that gets accessed a lot, they hope to cut costs for developers building on their platform. They're talking potential savings up to 75% on repetitive context.
Which is significant given how expensive these big models can be to run.
Exactly. Could be a big boost for developers, make AI more accessible.
So looking back at this incredibly busy week, what are the big takeaways for you?
Well, connecting the dots.
Uh,
You see a field making huge leaps. Technologically, yes, but also really grappling with practical issues, societal stuff.
like the accuracy problems.
Right, or the ethics of AI images. The Africa developments show AI is becoming truly global. The model personality issues, the accuracy dips, they remind us this tech is still very much evolving.
And the push to make it cheaper, more accessible.
Yeah. Points to a future where AI is just much more deeply woven into everything we do, across all sorts of industries in our daily lives.
So something to think about. Consider that viral AI Pope image. How will you navigate a world where telling real from AI generated gets harder and harder?
And that huge commitment from African nations, the investment in AI, what new possibilities, what collaborations might that unlock for you, for the world?
The struggles with OpenAI's model personality, those reports of accuracy declining, they raise really key questions about how we build and trust these systems. What does that mean for the reliability of AI and applications you might use or depend on?
And finally, those underlying improvements, handling messy data better, making AI access cheaper. They could democratize AI development, maybe lead to breakthroughs we can't even picture yet. What new innovations do you think those kinds of foundational steps will enable?
Lots to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into a packed week of AI news. We really hope this gave you a clearer picture.
Stay tuned. We'll be back soon with more insights into the world of artificial intelligence.